As the Telegraph, they put out an article that the UK economy is in need of an IMF bailout. Mm-hmm. This is bad news for the UK economy. This is huge. This is catastrophic. And actually, some of the economists are saying that the UK economy is in an even worse position than where Greece was in 2008, 2009.
Britain has stagnant, falling productivity. Wages in Britain are still lower overall than they were in 2007. Debt levels have been growing. Debt to GDP ratio is now over 100%, and there is no sign that it can be brought down. And private debt levels are also very, very high. Young people cannot afford to buy homes, and they're giving up trying to do so, and they're becoming increasingly resentful and angry, and they're not setting up families, and they're starting to stop having children. So we have a demographic problem developing as well. 3.5 years ago, Britain was at the forefront of launching the economic war against Russia. We talk about it as sanctions, but it was really an economic war against Russia that particularly badly hit Britain as a financial center. Before the 2014 crisis, the Russians had made a big presence in London. They used to float companies, as I well remember, in London. Then 2014 came and that stopped. And then 2022 came and that declined even further. So Russian money isn't coming in. More importantly, Britain supported the sanctions against Russian energy. That has left energy costs in Britain, I believe at the highest in all the G7 countries. I mean, they're higher than in Germany. Just to say, we talk a lot about Germany and the deindustrialization processes in Germany because energy costs are so high there. They are higher still in Britain. Many people say this is partly because of government policies in trying to promote the green transition. And yes, this has played a role. But to repeat again, it is the sanctions against Russia that have made the biggest contribution to increasing energy costs. The result is that though we've talked about deindustrialization in Germany, there's been deindustrialization in Britain too. The steel industry, what's left of it, is closing. We're having more problems in other parts of the British manufacturing economy as well. And then on top of everything, we now have tariffs by the United States, Trump tariffs. They've affected the car industry to some extent, but they are affecting other sectors of the British economy even more, because some sectors like steel, for example, are tariffed at a much higher level than the 10% tariff that Britain has to work with. At the same time, we have a steadily increasing welfare bill because I've discussed the pressures on people. Real wages are stagnant or falling. Young people cannot buy homes. They feel that if they work, it's going to be they'll be working just to pay rent. They won't be able to accumulate money or to set up businesses or do all of those sort of things. The result is that more and more people are dropping out of the employment process. They're falling into the benefit system. The benefit system is rising. The Labour Party has shown that it is very unwilling to accept any cuts in benefits. So the government now is looking, on top of all of the huge increases in debt, at the prospect of a significant budget deficit. The hole in the budget is supposed to be around £50 billion about $70 billion. Where are they going to find that money? They're talking about increasing taxes.